women, boys, and girls, victims of all ages. Wishing you motherfuckers the gracious good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it may be for you, wherever in the world you may be. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for spending just a little bit of your Labor Day with me. I appreciate that shit. Hey, listen, motherfuckers. If you're out there and you're watching this shit and you ain't got a job, don't you fucking dare. Don't you dare light a grill. Don't you fucking dare go to a cookout. You better get a goddamn Hot Pocket. So anyway, my kid was visiting the other day, right? She says to me, Daddy, am I adopted? And I was like, honey, why the fuck would I pick you? Kids are fucking stupid. I figured it out. It's so easy. Look, if you got a little girl that thinks she's a little boy, take her to your nearest Catholic church, and we'll find out how much she wants to be a little boy when you comes and picks her up. You know, and I say all that, I crack that joke, right, because I'm always outside drinking, as you can see, drinking and uploading, as you can see. So I'm outside, right, I'm drinking, I'm smoking a bowl, a little neighborhood kid, little Billy, little po Billy. Little Billy come right by, right, and I see this motherfucker is hysterical, just crying and crying. And I said, Billy, what the fuck is wrong with you, man? And Billy says, the priest washed my mouth out with soap, Mike. He calls me Mr. Mike. And I said, well, why did he do that? Did you say a bad word? And he said, no, he said I had to get rid of his DNA. Oh God, man. Hey, listen. This is one more thing. Okay, women. Those of you who breastfeed in public. The only issue that I have with that is that you bitches don't never wink back. All I try to do is wink at a bitch that was breastfeeding the other day, and I'm the fucking weird. I don't understand. Have you ever tasted breast milk? It's fucking delicious. I wanted some. What do you want from me? Fuck that goddamn kid. You don't know shit anyway. Listen, we're all struggling. We're all struggling to make it appear that we're not struggling. Yo, you guys are important, cared for, valuable, and unbelievably appreciated. If no one has told you guys yet today, just know that I fucking love you on this Labor Day, man. I'm a sucker that has to go to work every day. That fucking sucks. But it's videos like this that make my day that much easier, especially when I'm supposed to be working and I'm not, and I'm fucking off watching videos. This one comes from my man Slow VQ. Look, this is like a fucking harassment episode for real, man. Let's check out the cops harassing my man Slow VQ for no fucking reason whatsoever. They don't do that, man. Let's see what the cops got to say about this. Slow VQ, let's go.
Here, piggy. Here, piggy.
Man, it's hotter than 6 fat chicks wrestling over a chicken nugget in a minivan with the windows up, bitch.
What's up?
You guys live here?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does.
Why?
Because you're hanging out in front of private property.
Well, I'm a public street now.
Not him, he's sitting there.
Oh, well, sounds personal, no? Are you talking to me?
So what's up with the Nissan?
What Nissan?
The Nissan you were driving. You parked in there. I saw you. Yeah, you.
He was driving?
Is that you guys we saw on Sunset Boulevard? Like 10
He was
minutes
driving?
ago?
You both were in the car.
He was driving though?
One of you were driving.
Oh, so one of us. You were accusing him of driving. So which one is it? Was one of us or him?
Hey, wait, why are you getting all worked up
Why
for?
you pull up on us for no reason? We're literally just sitting here.
Okay.
Y'all come here.
You're good, but...
I know.
You guys live here?
Does it matter?
Yeah, it does matter.
Why? What if we're going to the park? What if I'm taking a break because my
What
leg
if?
hurts? Yeah.
All right, then. Show me you live here
You
and I'll
see?
leave you guys alone.
What do you mean?
Because we're here for a radio call, so we're...
You're here for a radio call?
Trying to figure out what you guys are up to.
So why are you asking about the Nissan if you're here for a radio call?
Because we were coming this way, but we saw how you guys were speeding up the street. You guys realize this is residential?
So
You see how slow
you're
that
here
comes
for a
going?
radio call, but you came on us for the Nissan. That makes no sense.
Both.
That makes no sense.
I'm the one asking.
One of you guys the registered owner of the car?
Right then, I don't have to answer questions.
Sir. Oh man. Is one of you guys the registered owner of the car? Yes, no, maybe?
Are we free to go or we're
You
just
guys,
Oh, yeah, you guys
are
can
good.
leave.
No, so why you
I'm
guys
just telling you,
here?
but
Speeding,
if I
right?
go back there and I find the car, it's 6
You
months
can't even go
expired.
back there though.
Why?
You have a permit?
Oh, we
Permit?
can go back there. We don't need a permit.
You can go.
Yeah.
That'd
Permit?
be crazy.
A warrant.
Oh, there we go. Warrant.
Warrant.
See, he knows. He knows.
Come
Look.
on, this isn't my
Oh,
first day on the job.
So you can't go back there without a warrant, though, right?
No.
Oh, so you were just saying you could go back there?
Go back where?
You need to talk to her.
Hold on. I can walk back
Think
there.
you're smart.
Hold on.
Okay, let's
You
walk
think
back.
you're smart? You pulled up on us for no reason.
Listen,
For a radio call, huh?
Yeah,
Listen,
no
listen,
reason.
listen.
For a radio
listen.
call.
Why are they here?
Listen, okay.
I don't know. I don't care.
Listen. If it's your car, listen. If it's your car, it's expired. So if it drives out on the street again, it's gonna get pulled over. It could get impounded. It could get cited. Okay. So
Yeah.
I'm cutting you guys a break. I'm not gonna go back there. But if I go back there and I see it, I could technically take it. So.
So are you gonna take all the other cars that don't have tags too?
Oh, I mean, you could do that.
You could?
But the thing is, I saw that car. That's on my
Have you
attention.
ever,
So what about the
spent
car that was
time
parked on
together?
red? Why you guys didn't do nothing about that?
Right?
There was literally an Acura parked right there. He literally made a U-turn in front of
You
you
know, man,
guys.
I'm only one cop, and I can only focus on one
But you
thing
see
at
what I?
one time.
But why are you guys focusing on me? Is what I'm saying.
Hey,
Like,
what are you guys, like 15?
You know?
Should be in school right now?
what?
How old are you?
Don't worry about it.
You gonna hear something?
For what?
You
For
look
what? No,
young.
answer for what? I'll tell you.
I'm just curious.
Oh, well, stay curious.
Alright.
You guys said we were free to go, though, right?
You guys are good.
Yeah, I never.
Like I said, just watch your speed up the street because we get a lot of complaints here about people doing some shit up here, okay? So just watch your speed and no one's gonna bother you and take care of the registration, whoever's car it is. Mr. Smiley. Alright, get out of here then.
I'm on a
I
public
said you're free to
street. Alright, so I can stay here. I'm free to stay. If I'm
I
free
thought
to,
you wanna go.
if I'm free to go, I'm
You
free to
just
stay,
asked
right?
me, can I go?
That's him. You're talking to me.
I
You're
thought
telling
you
me.
guys were together.
Oh,
You guys
well,
are a pair. You're doing.
you got that wrong.
Hey, this guy looks so happy to be
Hey, I
around
don't
you.
know. I'm not gonna. It's 2023. I'm not gonna question anybody's relationship.
Yeah, don't
friends, homies, real close homies.
Have a good day. Yeah.
Hey,
You guys stay safe out there.
We try.
All right, guys, so that was my man Slow VQ. What did you guys think, man? Cop was a fucking prick. I always think the cop's a fucking prick. Fuck them. Fuck them. Every goddamn one of them. But it seems like, now that I look at it, this is more of a harassment episode than anything. But look, check this out, right? My man, my motherfucking dude, Mark Keezy, right? Now check this out. Now, him and my other dude, I don't know what his name is. He's been invisible the whole episode, but you can hear him. But him and my dude was walking home, and they get jammed up by the police. And just because dude had his hand in his pocket, a police officer pulled his gun. They would never do that. Police officers are the most heroic people on the fucking planet. They would never do nothing like that. Marquise, show him what happened, man. Let's go.
Hold your hand like that, Ashley. Demonstrate.
I'm asking you a question. Where are you coming from?
We just said at our friend's house. Are we being arrested for
Where's that?
anything?
You're detained.
For what?
Where's your friend's house?
Detained for what?
Where's your friend's house? We're
Why do you
conducting an
gotta know?
investigation in the vehicle that just took off from us.
Why do you gotta know where our friend's house is? We're walking.
Because I'm asking you a
We're not
question.
doing anything to y'all. We're not doing anything. We're walking. We're
Okay,
walking back to my
but
house.
you match a description of a passenger I saw in a car that took off from us.
No, he.
Where?
From right
Keep your,
here.
hand, keep your hands
right
up.
where you
man.
guys are
Keep
coming
your hands
from.
up.
We've been walking, sir.
Okay, from where?
We just told you our friend's house. That's all you need to know. We're not being
No,
arrested for
I'm
anything.
asking you for an address.
For
You have an
address,
address?
you don't need to know his address.
Okay, give me a general direction of it.
General direction. You just saw where we were coming from. You passed us what? 3 times?
Okay. You guys live around here?
Yes, we live around here.
Okay. What's your address?
Why? What are we being arrested for? Like,
I-
what are
How
we
many
being
times do I gotta
detained
tell you
for?
you're not under arrest?
What are we being detained for? If we're
I
not
told
being
you
under
we're conducting an investigation into a car that fled, and he looks exactly like the back passenger of the car.
the back passenger,
Yeah.
how do you know what the back passenger would look like?
Because I have eyeballs, dude.
Oh, shoot.
So I can see when we drove past at the gas station.
If he was in the car, then why would he be walking right now?
That's why I'm asking you questions. So what's your address?
My
If you live
address?
around here.
I live that way.
Okay, what's your address?
Shoot, I don't know. I just moved over here.
Okay, look it up.
Look it up. My phone's recording right now. I can't do
That's
that.
fine. It can record. I'm
It's
recording
next to a Quick Trip.
next to a Quick Trip.
Yep, down the street.
Which Quick Trip?
Off Flum, 235.
Take your hand out of your pocket, dude. I'm not gonna tell you again.
Okay, sir.
Which one?
Next to 235. Quick Trip 235.
What quick trip is that?
Quick Trip 235 off of Flum.
Off of Flum? Okay. You guys got any IDs or anything?
Why do you need to see my ID?
Because I'm asking for it.
You don't need to see it.
Yeah. I believe you guys were in the car that just took off from us.
You don't need to
and
see
I'm
our
trying to
ID.
figure that out.
You don't need to see our ID.
Alright, I'll take your name then.
My name?
Yeah.
Mark.
Mark? Mark what? Turn your flashlight off, dude.
You can keep your flash on, bro. What the fuck?
You can keep it on, but don't point it at my face. Turn your flashlight
trying
off.
to
You
turn
point it at my face again, I'm gonna
What?
have bigger problems.
What
I
is
can't
that a
see when
problem
that's
for?
going on.
When y'all had the flashlights on us, we couldn't see. Did we blame anything?
Not once was it ever on your face.
Sir, I'm sorry.
It was on your pocket. Mark, how do you spell it?
Clark.
Mark Clark?
Yeah.
Spell it?
M-E-R-C-U-S. Clark.
M-A-R-C-U-S. Marcus?
Mm-hmm.
And your last name's Clark?
Yeah. I'm trying to go to my girl's house. Are we done here since we're not being detained for anything?
No, I just told you you're detained.
Detained for what, though?
I just told you.
Criminal investigation? That's not a reason?
Yes,
you don't have
it
no
is.
reason? All we doing is
How old are you?
walking. Why do you need to know my age?
How old are you?
I'm 18.
Okay. What's your middle initial?
T.
Date of birth?
June 24, 2005.
You have a Kansas or Kansas ID? What about you, bud? First name?
Evan. E-V-A-N.
Say again?
E-V-A-N.
Last name?
Murray.
Murray?
Yeah, M-U-R-R-A-Y.
Okay. Middle initial?
R.
And what's your date of birth?
08/10/2006. This is my older brother here.
Okay. You have a Kansas ID as well?
Yeah. Kansas.
Take your hand out of your pocket, dude.
I was... Can I just get my wallet so I can show you it?
Yeah, that's fine.
You said we're being detained for what?
Yeah, you're just detained
Criminal
right now.
investigation?
Yeah, because a car took off from us in the area. Okay?
And what does that have to do with us, though?
I believe he was a passenger in it.
You believe, but do you have, like,
Reasonable suspicion.
reasonable suspicion?
That's the threshold to detain someone as a law enforcement officer. It's called a Terry
He's
stop.
walking. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Like,
called
we're
a Terry
walking.
stop.
That don't make sense, though. Like, at all.
Okay.
You said you have a reasonable suspicion. If you saw him in a car...
Google Terry stop.
If you saw him in a car...
Alright, hey.
No, if you saw him in a car, that don't make sense, though.
How does that not make sense?
Like, how can you see him from a car? You wouldn't know his exact description. No way you can match his exact
A
description.
black male with curly hair
He's
like
not
that?
even black. What the hell? He is not black. Does he look close to
What do you
black?
consider yourself then?
Light skin, I guess?
Light skin? Okay. Last is Clark, Charles Lincoln, Adam Robert King, first Marcus, Mary Adam Robert, Charles Union Sam, middle T Tom, code 3.
So we can be going about our day, right?
No.
Yes, we can. We're not being detained for anything.
You are detained.
You said reasonable suspicion. That doesn't make any
Here's
sense.
the thing. You're being detained right now, okay? You don't have to ask.
Detained for what? Reasonable suspicion? That is
Mary Union,
for saying that you saw him in the back of a car that ran off from us, but we're on feet. We're on feet. How does that make sense?
Code 3081006.
You're looking for people on feet, but you said a car fled from you. Why aren't you looking for the car?
We're looking for the car, but I believe you guys got out of the car. That's why.
Got out the car?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
So
At all.
you guys weren't in a car coming from a friend's house. That's
We're walking,
somewhere in
yeah.
the area.
Yeah.
Okay. But you're
So-
not willing to tell me that.
We're trying
would
to
make
we're trying to get to our
things a lot- that would make things a
destination. You
lot
don't need to
easier.
know where we came from.
Okay, that's
We
fine.
just told you we came from a friend's house. That's all you need to know.
Okay.
You said you have reasonable suspicion. You can give him his ID back too, right? Because technically, you don't even have to hold his ID.
Okay.
He can. All he has to do is display it to you.
Can I get a photo of the Clark subject? As soon as I get a picture verifying who you are, man, I can get you out of here. Unless you got an ID on you, that I can get you out of here.
Yes, I have ID, but I don't feel safe grabbing my ID. Nor do I even have my wallet on me, actually.
Okay. As soon as I verify who you are, you guys can be on your way.
Bro, this is just doing too much, low key. I feel like you're harassing me, to
Why
be
would I
honest.
be harassing you?
Because we're walking and you said you're looking for a car, but we're on the feet. Like, what does that have to do with us at all?
I can't possibly explain myself any more clear. Hang tight.
You shouldn't, bro. You should just let us go. You just pulling like you stopping us for no reason.
I'm not stopping you for no reason.
Yes, that's really what y'all doing. You know it too. Y'all stopping us on some bullshit. Y'all have fun doing this, bro? Like, what better do y'all have to
We're
do?
making this more difficult.
Like, what do y'all have better to do right now? Nothing at all. But y'all coming to stop us.
Unless you guys have any other questions, you guys are good to go. I
All right.
appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me.
All right, guys. So, how'd you feel about that? You know, I have never been harassed by the police just from walking. But then again, I'm not out walking in the fucking middle of the night either. If I was walking in the middle of the night, no, I cannot say I would have been so calm as that young man. I would have never been that calm. I would have, every time I'm in the presence of police, I go to jail. It doesn't matter. I could fucking spit and I'll get a fucking pandemic charge or some dumb shit. I will go to fucking jail. Piece of shit. Anyway, look. Now that we're on all this harassment shit, let's check out my man Brian Vincent. Look, he wants to show you how these motherfucking tyrant, pig, scumbag, cocksucking bitches earn the hate every goddamn day. Brian Vincent, man, what are you talking about? The police are all good people. So, hey Brian, show me.
Okay, who is he?
He's a private citizen. Don't worry about it.
Okay, so why is he here? No. I'm a private citizen too. If he can be here, I can be here.
If he has to move,
What's your name?
You're his brother, right?
Name and badge.
Okay.
Name and badge.
badge.
Name and badge, please.
No, you shut your mouth for
Name and
5
badge.
seconds.
Name and badge.
I will talk to you whenever you quit screaming over me.
Name and badge.
Fucking crybaby.
Name and badge.
Badge number 311. Y'all please stay at the vehicle. Over there.
Name and badge.
Back up to your vehicle, sir.
Name and badge.
Sergeant Hickman 205.
Sergeant Hickman.
Hold on your brother.
Oh,
And
okay.
let him know if he wants anything out of his car, it's being impounded.
where I can go.
Okay, so
You cannot
who
tell
gave
me
you
where I can
probable? Who gave you permission to search the vehicle?
If you're not,
Probable cause.
I'm free to move.
You said probable cause, right?
I can walk across.
Odor.
You are detained. This is a traffic stop. You are not free to leave. You try to leave, you're going to jail.
Okay,
Give me
so
my ticket. So, because you're prolonging this traffic stop. Give
Okay.
me my ticket. So
No, I'm prolonging anything as you do.
is because you're yelling.
why is he here?
He's observing.
Why is he
But
here?
if-
So I'm observing too.
Okay, we'll observe from up there.
No, he don't have to. He's a free citizen.
So he needs to. He needs to
You,
move
Jack
too.
Thug, you
He
need
needs
to
to.
leave.
He needs to kick rocks too.
He's not leaving.
What?
I'm not leaving.
You got your
You know
fucking
that,
mind.
right?
Tell your brother to get his stuff out of the car, or it's going with the car.
You know that, right? If he doesn't move, if
You
he
know
doesn't
that,
leave,
right? If he wants anything out of his car, he needs to get it now, or it's leaving with the car.
go ahead and police your stuff. So come here.
No.
You're Sergeant Hickman, right?
Get away from me.
Sergeant Hickman, right?
I've already talked to you.
No. I want you to explain. You said probable cause was the odor of a cigar. Odor is not a probable cause. Name. Give me a statute. Come on. Rattle it off, Sergeant. Rattle it off, Sergeant.
Title 63. Look it up.
Title 63. What section?
Section 2.
Section 2. Are you sure about that?
Exactly.
Excuse me, Mr. Stupid-ass police officer. Actually, Title 63, subsection 2, Public Health and Safety states, it shall be unlawful for any person knowingly or intentionally to possess a controlled dangerous substance unless such substance was obtained directly or pursuant to a valid prescription or order from a practitioner while acting in the course of his or her professional practice or except as otherwise authorized by this act.
Are you sure about that? And
there's no weed. Did you find fucking weed?
If you know anything about me, I don't do drugs. I'm anti-drug.
Just go ahead and get your stuff. Put it in my truck. Because this is going to the chief. This is going to the mayor. ASAP. No, this will be on chief's desk tomorrow, if not in the next 45.
All you did was cause me a couple hours. I have the fucking vehicle back in a jiffy.
And why is it being towed?
You didn't do nothing, stupid ass. You just gave me a fucking lawsuit because he went hands on straight out the fucking gate. Straight out the fucking gate.
Is that so?
Hey, please suck my dick. Appreciate it. You don't tell me what to do. I'm a free citizen. Move the fuck on, asshole. Well, I'm not going anywhere. Don't tell me what to fucking do.
And you said he's detained, but you're letting him get his stuff out of the car? No. You said he's detained, right? Yes. So why are you letting him get his gear out of the car? That's not called detainment. That's not called detainment. That's not called detainment. Detainment is putting him in a cruiser. Detainment is putting him in cuffs. I'm not going anywhere. I'm the 10 feet from you. I just want explanations. You're the sergeant. You're the. Okay, give me your supervisor then. You am the supervisor?
I'm gonna go for your fucking bond.
Okay. I have some stuff I need you to look at, okay? So, you can take me.
Well, which one of you is the stopping officer?
Okay, so I read you a citation. I'm okay. You got it. I apologize about that. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but we could have had another. He did this. I'm just trying to get this. He's gonna get you hurt or in some fucking trouble. He is. Okay, I got some stuff I'm trying to get finished up. We'll get you out of here. We'll get you on the road, okay? All right, so I wrote you 2 citations, okay? That's for the cinematic break back. Okay. And then also I gave you a citation for the insurance, which is you can get it fixed after you get it out of the impound. You can't get it fixed right now.
How about I just insure it right now? Then you don't have that problem.
That's not how it works.
That's what I said. You wasting time. You talk to me about 2 or 3 hours. I'll have it out here in a minute.
I'm trying to help you get out of
So
here.
you want to be an ass? You want to be an asshole? Cool. Be one. This is why people can't stand power. Your attitude. You went hands on straight out the fucking gate. I was getting out the fucking car. You had no right to put your fucking hands on me.
I'm trying to help you out.
Is your body cam on?
I'm sorry.
Because I'll be foiling that footage.
Okay, it's him. Okay. Every time he opens his stinking fucking mouth, it makes it worse. This is me off. I'm a fucking veteran, stupid.
Okay, so I'm ready to take a witness with you.
You don't care. You don't care. You don't care how the public sees you. The public hates you because you make some money. You get the authority to take somebody's fucking life, ruin somebody's fucking career. I didn't say that, but you're jackboot. You're jackboot. You went hands on straight out the gate. You went. He did. He was gonna be for you, even though I was.
So let me guess. You superseded his authority, huh?
You assaulted me, and I'm gonna charge you for it.
Okay, all right. So like I said, I wrote one citation for the insurance and one citation for the brake light right here in the house. Okay, the insurance is $200.
Mind you, Sergeant Hickman has a bystander, a private citizen, in his patrol car, but yet he wanted me, private citizen, my brother, he wanted me to stay away from the scene, but yet he had a private citizen that's in his car within 5-10 feet of the situation.
So your insurance is out of date. Okay. So the insurance is out of date. So that's the reason. Okay. So whenever you were pressing.
So say hi to the chief, Mr. Hickman. Say hi to YouTube. Say hi to Auditing America. Because I'm going to upload all this here pretty quick. You have the ability to end all this real quick. to resolve all this real quick, if you're the supervising individual of this situation, how about you supervise and de-escalate? You're already liable for private citizen number 1 over here. Not private citizen number 2 or 3. Private citizen number 1. So you put him in harm's way. This ex-Marine could have snapped on you just that quick because you went hands-on that quick. Instead of de-escalating the situation, assuming there's weed in the car, because of the odor of a cigar. So you want to explain why you went hands-on on a situation that didn't need it, that didn't warrant it? I had the same training as you have, but by the way. You don't have to sign it. He just has to give it to you. No, he doesn't have to sign it. He doesn't have to sign it. Only thing you have to do is issue it to him. Whether he signs it or not, you still issue it to him. That's part of your training. Whether he signs it or not, he's not guilty. He's not admitting guilt. Isn't that correct? Don't claim up now. Talk to me then. Talk to me then. So now, failure to sign a citation is a warrant for arrest? Is warranted for arrest?
What's the problem with Paul?
Obstruction,
Okay, so
why am I forced to sign a document?
Just told you, it's not an admission of guilt. It's just signing this to say.
Okay, it's a contract. What does a signature do on the paper? It's a contract. Why are you forcing me in a contract?
Signing this says that you agree to every citation or pay for it. That's all it says.
But if I don't, and I still take care of what?
Don't take care of it all of it.
No, if I don't sign it, and I still take care of it anyway.
You don't sign it, you're going to jail and you're going to find out.
So I'm going to jail if I don't sign it. So I have to sign it or go to jail. Under the arrest of going to jail, I have to sign it. That's correct.
So you're threatening him with arrest for a signature. Just put an X on it.
And it is under duress because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to sign it, but
No, you're giving him that option. You just told him either he signs it or he goes to jail.
I have to go to jail if I don't sign it. It's not an option.
Just put an X on it. You made your mark. That's all they need.
Okay, and then
I am sorry.
So like I asked you those questions earlier, and you said it was none of my business. See, I just want to show you here. It asks for that information, and I just want to have it that way. So the reason for the phone number is if you miss your court date, they're going to try and call you, and then have you take care of it.
Okay, I'm not, no, sir.
Okay.
But do I not have the right to the Fifth Amendment?
You do.
Okay, so I don't have to answer any of those questions. Any questions that you have, I do not have to answer. And that's all I'm trying to get you to understand.
I got you.
And that's why I was trying to tell you, you can ask, but I'm not going to answer. I'm not, just write my ticket and we could have been done with it.
Okay. I got
And
you.
that's what I was trying to get you. Till he goes hands on.
So how did they get the keys out of the ignition?
He dragged me out the car.
We took them out of the ignition.
And I guess he took them out.
Oh.
So who smelled the weed? You did?
I did.
You smelled weed?
I did.
You smelled weed but didn't find any weed?
Do you want me to go show you my drug test? Because I just took a drug test today.
I don't need it.
But, okay. Where's the weed? There's no weed ever in my possession.
I did not find any in the car.
Then how did you smell it?
I don't know who's all been in that car. Someone else could have gotten in your car and had weed in the car.
The only person that rides in my car
is his dog.
It's my dog. I don't do drugs. If you would come up and ask me about some fighting or losing or something like that, I might possibly be guilty of that because I'm a Marine. I have PTSD. I had anger issues. I had anxiety. But as far as drugs of any kind, any cop from Clinton, I'll tell you, oh, that's the wrong choice there. That dude don't do that. I don't rarely ever drink.
But Mr. Adams,
Yes,
I'm letting you know now. Following Mr. Hickman over here,
he's gonna get you hurt.
20 minutes ago, both of y'all could have been laid dead out here. Putting hands on him as a Marine, if he would have snapped, his PTSD would have kicked in, both of y'all would have either been dead or y'all would have been on the front news shooting a veteran.
And that's what I'm trying to get you to understand. I was just trying to exercise my Fifth Amendment by not like I said, not to be disrespectful. I was just trying to.
We'll see if we can't have some stripes come this week.
Exercise my Fifth Amendment by not answering questions. That's why I asked you, hey, just write my ticket and let me go. I'm not going to answer the question. You see, you try to ask me questions, and what did you do? I just looked at you because I just told you I'm not going to answer the question. I wasn't trying to be disrespectful. And when I didn't get it, tell he did.
I'm going to ask you only because he's fixing to lift that car up off the ground. Is there anything else you need out of that car?
I got my tools. I can work. And unless I'm going to ask him what's going to cost him to get it out. Because it's actually my sister's car. It's not my vehicle. And as far as I know, the insurance is on it. Okay. So I will do her whatever, and pull my car out of the impound.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll let you know they're not going to let you get that out of there until there's insurance.
There is insurance on the car.
Expired.
My sister keeps insurance on the car.
It's expired.
Yeah, well,
The insurance card that's in the car is expired, and then it also
okay,
shows on our system that it's expired.
Okay. That's what I'm saying. Okay, I admit that. Yes, okay. I'll get that taken care of. Yes, sir. I will mostly get that taken care of right now because I didn't.
Are y'all done?
I did not know. I'm telling you, I did not know because I.
Right.
You see how confident I was when because I didn't know.
All right, man. So here's the deal. Like I said, I have no hard feelings against you. I hope that you don't have anything against us.
I don't.
So, okay. Let's go ahead and let's grab your tools. Let's get off the side of everything, okay?
But hey, Mr. Adams,
Yes, sir.
the tyrant next to you, he's gonna get you hurt.
It's not my choice. It is. Because you're hiding a witness. Well,
Don't worry, because I got his face on camera, and I'll ask him who he is. You'll have to explain to the chief who he is.
we go to court. Why do you want to tell the judge? She's not going to get it either. Make sure you go video him in his face.
Do what? It's okay, I can zoom. Hey, look. Sergeant Hickman gonna leave so the witness is not seen.
See, he can't do nothing.
So the witness can't tell nothing. Sergeant Hickman's gonna leave so he can't tell that.
Okay, man. Let's grab our stuff. Let's get off the side of the interstate, okay, sir? I apologize. You're good, man.
Hey,
That guy is gonna get you in trouble.
that right there shows you how fucking shady he is. By doing that bullshit right there, that's fucking shady.
I don't want to be standing on the side of the interstate.
I don't either.
Sir,
It's fucking 1 o'clock in
just
the
as I'm
morning.
free to stay or free to leave, you are too.
Okay, all right. I'd rather I just want to stay here. I just want to make sure that y'all get your stuff into that pickup. I'm gonna leave my rear deck on. That way you guys can get in and make sure everybody that's coming through here.
You don't have to, because these flashing lights are a hazard to.
All right, man. So that was my dude, Brian Vincent. If you didn't see, listen, just so you guys know, keep this case in the back of your mind, okay? Johnson versus the United States, 1948. The Supreme Court has determined and ruled odor alone does not justify a search without a warrant. They can ask, these fucking scumbags can lie to you about it. They can do whatever the fuck they're the police. They can do whatever the fuck they, especially in the United States where every goddamn thing is illegal. Of course, they're the fucking police. However, say it again. Johnson versus United States, 1948. The Supreme Court ruled odor alone does not justify a search without a warrant. Usually I stop it there on a third one, but hey, seeing as how it's a fucking holiday, I don't know what you guys got going on today. Maybe you're off and you're fucking bored. So I decided to throw another one on because look, it is refreshing to, I say it all the time, it is refreshing to me when I see corrupted, disgusting fucking scumbag police officers that walk into court or a judge looks at them and just bends them the fuck over for being the pieces of shit that they are. This next one comes from Courtroom Craziness. I hope that you guys enjoy this one. This is the most satisfying court moments of dirty ass cops being sentenced. Let me know how you guys think, man. I fucking love you on this last one. Courtroom Craziness. Come on with it, man. Show them what's up.
This is Zachary Wester at his trial in Jackson County, Florida. He is a former sheriff's deputy facing charges of racketeering, fabricating evidence, false imprisonment, and possession of controlled substances. Wester is accused of planting drugs in several vehicles during random traffic stops.
It appears to be an illegal narcotic. Do you know anything about that? I do not.
Despite all of the drivers denying ownership of the drugs, the majority of them were still arrested. These arrests raised suspicion internally, leading to Wester's suspension in 2018. 3 years later, the case finally went to trial, where Wester pleaded not guilty to all charges.
This is a case about an abuse of an incredible power, about the abuse of the incredible trust that we all put, and we have to put, in law enforcement.
The prosecution used the defendant's own body camera footage as evidence to support their argument in court. Stephen Van, who had a criminal record, had recently been released from jail when Wester allegedly discovered methamphetamine in his car.
Have you ever seen this before? No. What is that? I'm just trying to figure out how that stuff got in your car. You're going to go to jail today for possession of methamphetamine, okay? Oh, man, dude, I'm serious, dude. Anything, what you want me to do, man?
Similar to the other drivers who testified, Van allowed the officer to search his car as he believed he had nothing to hide.
And I knew my truck was coming. I knew it was.
During the trial, the jury was able to view the majority of the recorded traffic stops. However, it was discovered that some recordings had mysteriously vanished and were no longer available.
Why in the world would that have been deleted? I wish I knew that answer.
Interestingly, the body camera footage turned out to be the most compelling evidence for the prosecution, particularly in the case involving Teresa Odom.
Hi, how are you?
At first, the officer is very polite and even a bit playful.
The vehicle need to be concerned about bombs, hand grenades, rocket launchers. Okay.
As Odom stands near the vehicle, Wester initiates the search. It is worth noting that as he gets ready to put on his gloves, there is a small item visible in his left hand. Prosecutors contend that Wester concealed a small bag of methamphetamine in his palm, which he then alleged to have discovered alongside a spoon inside the vehicle.
over.
How about this, though?
That is not mine. No, sir.
Now, the white small plastic baggie that was in that spoon, had you ever seen that before?
No, sir.
Was that in your car?
No, sir.
Regarding motive, the prosecution argues that the 28-year-old officer was ambitious and eager to advance to narcotics investigations as swiftly as he could. In contrast, Wester testified under oath that he never planted any drugs.
Drugs were there. I did not put the narcotics there.
After 5 days of testimony and numerous witnesses, the jury was tasked with delivering a verdict. If Wester is found guilty on all charges, he could face a life sentence in prison. Following 7 hours of deliberation, the jury returns with its verdict.
State of Florida versus Zachary Tyler Wester, we the jury find as follows as to the counts charged in the information. Count 1, guilty of racketeering as charged.
The clerk proceeded to announce the verdicts for all 67 charges.
7, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
Overall, the corrupt officer was convicted on 19 charges.
Count 9, guilty of official misconduct as charged. Count 10, guilty of official misconduct as charged.
The officer's convictions encompassed instances of misconduct during the arrests of both Van and Teresa Odom. Out of the 12 drivers involved, 11 of them filed civil lawsuits against Wester. In July 2021, he received a prison sentence of 12.5 years. This is Jeremy DeWitt, who is currently in court in Orange County, Florida, making his appearance as the defendant. Jeremy DeWitt, who is 41 years old, is facing charges of carrying a concealed weapon. The Orange County Sheriff's Office is well acquainted with DeWitt and his history. DeWitt has been arrested multiple times in the past, and he has a previous conviction for impersonating a police officer. DeWitt operates a security company that offers escort services for funeral processions. However, he has a lengthy record of misusing this business to drive recklessly in traffic, block intersections, and confront other drivers whom he perceives as interfering with his services. After a pursuit, the police finally apprehended DeWitt, and he faced charges in 2 separate counties. These charges included impersonating an officer and failing to register as a sex offender. DeWitt was released on bond, but 10 months later, the police caught up with him once again. During a routine stop, a deputy noticed DeWitt carrying an object that appeared to be a firearm, along with one of his employees. Openly carrying a firearm is against the law in Florida. Once DeWitt is placed in handcuffs, the deputy attempts to remove his helmet, which angers DeWitt, who poses as a police officer. When DeWitt discovers the reason for his arrest, he becomes extremely angry and loses control of his emotions. DeWitt is extremely angry at the police, and it appears that he is solely focused on one particular thing. However, the actual police officers do not respond favorably to his demands. DeWitt is transported to the police station and formally charged with carrying a concealed weapon. However, it is later determined that the weapon in question was an unloaded pepperball gun. As a result, the charges against DeWitt are subsequently dropped. However, DeWitt's recent arrest does not mean he is in the clear. Due to this incident, his existing bond is revoked, and he must appear before the judge to address the matter and seek clarification. Eventually, DeWitt is released from custody, and his bond is reinstated. However, he will still face trial for the charge of impersonating a police officer. If convicted, he could potentially face a prison sentence of up to 5 years. This is Brandon Brophy at the Fresno Criminal Courthouse attending a hearing for his burglary charge. The 31-year-old inmate is present in the courtroom, preparing for the proceedings. However, he suddenly decides that he is not inclined to stay any longer. Brophy, who is shackled, doesn't manage to get very far before a deputy attempts to restrain him in the hallway. During the altercation, Brophy makes an attempt to reach for the deputy's gun, while 2 bystanders choose to distance themselves from the situation. Despite being a foot taller and at least 50 pounds heavier than the deputy, Brophy's determination to escape is met with equal determination from her. Observing the struggle, another bystander exhibits bravery by intervening and assisting in subduing Brophy by applying a headlock. Deputies and court staff promptly arrive to provide additional support. Brophy is successfully brought under control, secured with restraints, and seated in a wheelchair. He is then transported back to jail. Following the incident, Brophy is arrested once again and officially booked into Fresno County Jail, facing additional felony charges for escaping jail, on top of the original burglary charge. His bail is set at $1,693,000 as he awaits his upcoming court appearance. A police officer was assigned to investigate a vehicle, unaware that it was a bait vehicle intentionally placed to catch potential theft. Upon inspecting the vehicle, the officer secretly took possession of pills and over $1,000 in cash. However, when reporting back, the officer falsely claimed that there was nothing of value in the car. Unbeknownst to the officer, the police department had intentionally planted the cash and pills in the vehicle. Interestingly, all of this incriminating behavior was recorded on the officer's body camera.
Crooked cop is caught in the act on his own body camera video. The key piece of evidence led to the conviction of a former MTSU police officer just this month.
Now, the case started with a missing AR-15, and as News Channel 5's Nick Barris shows us, it ended with an elaborate sting, all caught on camera.
This is a body camera footage from former MTSU officer Marco Burke as he approaches an abandoned vehicle on campus last year. Unbeknownst to him, this was a planned operation to test Burke's reaction when faced with temptation.
An integrity test.
Chief Buddy Peaster had suspicions that Burke, a former MTSU officer, had stolen an AR-15 from an MTSU police locker, but he lacked concrete evidence. To gather proof, the Murfreesboro police arranged a sting operation on campus, deploying a bait car equipped with hidden cameras. Officer Burke was assigned to investigate the abandoned vehicle alone. In the recorded footage, we witness Burke's focus as he discovers and discreetly pockets a bottle of pills. He then proceeds to take possession of $1,100 in cash and another bottle of pills. Shortly thereafter, Burke reports no unusual findings to dispatch, concealing his illicit actions. 2 police officers were convicted and received prison sentences of 25 years and 18 years, respectively. This case marked the largest corruption scandal in the history of the Baltimore police. The leader of the corrupt task force was sentenced to 25 years, while another member received a sentence of 18 years.
Vic, Sergeant Wayne Jenkins got 25 years in federal prison earlier today, and moments ago, Detective Marcus Taylor got an 18-year sentence. He gave a rambling speech to the judge. He says he is innocent. He vows to fight this. She says that she regrets that he feels he wasn't treated fairly. She gave the government exactly what they wanted. Again, an 18-year sentence for him. Judge sentenced Sergeant Wayne Jenkins to 25 years in federal prison.
You have a gun and cocaine, probably I would say 2 1/4 just by looking at it.
The former head of the corrupt Baltimore Police Gun Trace Task Force wept and apologized for crimes that prosecutors say included at least 10 armed robberies, planting evidence, falsifying overtime, and selling $1 million worth of drugs, including prescriptions looted from pharmacies after Freddie Gray.
Two police officers were taken into custody on charges related to public corruption. It appears that these officers were engaged in fraudulent activities involving the misappropriation of taxpayer funds. They would allegedly arrive late and leave early, yet manipulate their time logs to reflect otherwise, thereby exploiting overtime pay. Such actions amount to stealing from the taxpayers. It is believed that they accumulated more than $120,000 through these illicit practices.
Federal prosecutors say it was a years-long scheme to fraudulently obtain overtime money. Money they say was federal funding to support highway safety programs like sobriety checkpoints. Former Lieutenant Daniel Griffin and former Sergeant William Robertson allegedly arrived late to their shifts and left early and falsified records.
To create the impression that they were working the entire overtime shift, Griffin and Robertson ensured that their co-conspirators all entered the same false number of hours worked into the system and entered false citation times to make it look like they were working the full 4-hour overtime shift when instead it was something less.
U.S. Attorney Andrew Lelling says they profited to the tune of at least $120,000 in taxpayer money.
Two police officers from Columbus have been arrested and are currently in jail facing federal drug charges. The FBI was responsible for apprehending them. What makes this case particularly intriguing is that these two officers were originally assigned as narcotic officers and are now themselves being incarcerated for federal drug charges.
Those police officers are in jail on federal drug charges.
NBC4's Catherine Ross is live at police headquarters with what we're learning about this FBI investigation.
Yeah, Hattie and Matt, good morning. Well, so far we haven't learned too much. We are expecting to learn the details about those cases when the officers appear in court later today, but so far the city and the Division of Police here have not released any information. Now, here's what a source confirms to our NBC4 anchor, Carrie Charles. They say that officers John Koczkowski and Marco Marino were arrested on federal drug charges by FBI agents on Tuesday. Both officers are part of the narcotics division at CPD. Now, according to state prison records, Koczkowski is being held in the Delaware County Jail. Marino is at the Correction Center of Northwest Ohio. Booking information for both does not include the charges that they're facing. Now, the two officers are scheduled to face a judge today, and that is when we expect a lot of those records and details in these cases to be unsealed as well. But for now, live.
Chief was convicted and sentenced for his involvement in safeguarding drug shipments. Instead of fulfilling his duty to protect and serve, he chose to protect drug shipments. Shockingly, he expressed no remorse and stated that if given the chance, he would continue his illicit activities. The allure of the substantial monetary gains he received was too enticing for him to abandon his criminal pursuits.
Major developments in another big story we've been following for months. It was sentencing day for a former police chief. Donald Solomon told undercover agents he was the best cop money could buy, and now he's going to prison for it. Channel 11's Alan Jennings is live with the video that led to his conviction and the punishment that was handed down today. Alan.
Got slammed, Vince. 11 years, 3 months. Stood before the judge and apologized to his children, the FBI, law enforcement in general, for violating his personal and public trust. The former East Washington police chief left the courthouse. His public defender attorney told him not to talk to me. U.S. Attorney David Hickton, meanwhile, called the 11-year sentence most appropriate.
The videotapes showing actual drug transactions where he was using his uniform, his police car, and operating in a fashion to protect the transaction and then escort the perpetrators to Interstate 79 was beyond chilling.
Here's that FBI surveillance video of then Police Chief Don Solomon meeting with who Solomon thought were drug dealers. They were actually FBI agents and FBI informants.
Purchased law enforcement tasers for a purported drug dealer to use those tasers in collection activities were shocking, to say the least.
During a year-long investigation, secretly shot FBI video also captured Solomon delivering his intentions to make thousands of dollars, protecting cocaine dealers. And that's not all.
There was another line that captured some attention where he was asked if he wanted to continue in this type of behavior, and he said, hell yeah.
Solomon took about $7,800 to protect the alleged drug dealers. He'll be sentenced to federal prison. He's going to be allowed to self-report, and he asked the court if he could take part in prison ministry when he gets there. When he gets out of prison, he'll be nearly 70 years old. Live on Grand Street, Alan Jennings, Channel 11 News.
And that he said, I'm the best cop money can buy. Well, all the money in the world apparently can't keep that cop and former police.
There is a recently appointed police chief in town who, within just 6 days of assuming the position, has already initiated charges against multiple police officers. It is remarkable that in such a short time, 6 officers are now facing impending charges. This new police chief has wasted no time and is already making a significant impact on the community. Let's listen to what he has to say.
The shoe did drop on some of these officers today who apparently were surprised at their homes and taken into custody. At least one of them apparently caught on the highway as Michigan State Police followed him from a certain location. The chief did manage to take himself and his wife to the Ypsilanti State Police Post to turn himself in. He rolled out slowly and without comment in his Chevy pickup, the former chief of police, Mike St. Andre, and his wife, Sandy. Both charged, but free for the evening.
I'm kind of glad it's over.
He's only been on the job for 6 days now, and already Robert Dickerson has suspended 4 officers for misconduct, and today saw his predecessor, former Chief Mike St. Andre, charged. But several days ago, Dickerson wanted to take stern action.
I was ready to terminate him last week. However, because of the fact that they were given the direction, as I told you on the phone last week, they were given the direction and their supervision from the chief, and he basically approved the stuff that they were doing on that investigation.
Action News has learned that 4 of the 6 officers charged today are the same 4 members of the Romulus Police Special Investigations Unit who were suspended without pay for 30 days last.
This is Charlie Reeder at the Pike County Courthouse in Waverly, Ohio, attending the sentencing hearing of the former Pike County Sheriff. The sheriff pleaded guilty to 2 charges, theft in office and tampering with evidence. It is alleged that he unlawfully appropriated approximately $5,000 that had been seized in other cases. He now stands before Judge Patricia Cosgrove, and this hearing will determine the length of his sentence for these crimes. The defendant, visibly emotional, appeals to the judge for a lenient sentence, requesting the minimum punishment and community service.
I stand here before you today to take accountability for my actions. As the Sheriff of Ohio, I shed, excuse me, I shed bad light on the office of sheriff. For this, I'm terribly sorry. If I could go back and change it, I would a million times. For this is not who I am. I have and I now pray that the court will find mercy on me. And I beg the court, if they see fit, to grant me community control. I am a good person who made bad decisions and choices.
After expressing deep regret for his actions, Reeder pleads with the judge to take into account the consequences that a prison sentence would have on his family.
I'm asking all this so that I have the opportunity to watch my son graduate from high school. My daughter, who's getting married in October, so that I can be there for her. And my wife, so that I can be a husband that I haven't been in 25 years due to my career. Your Honor, please do not send me to prison. I have roamed, but I'm not run. I still have a lot of good left in me. And thank you for your time.
After the defendant finishes speaking, the judge has one question to ask him.
The big question I have, and is on everyone's mind, I'm assuming, is, I guess, why did you take the money?
I took the money, and mind you, this does not excuse it, but from drug dealers that took it from parents of very poor people in this county.
According to Reeder, he claims to have used a significant portion of the money to support charitable causes in the community. However, there is also evidence suggesting that he accumulated a substantial gambling debt. Unfortunately for Reeder, the judge appears unsympathetic towards his explanations and circumstances.
Law enforcement for 24 years. We all choose our profession, and we have to conduct ourselves with integrity so that everyone trusts us. It cannot be underestimated the damage that you have caused to the citizens of Pike County, to law enforcement who every day get up, face the same sort of stresses that you do. They go all home at night, they get up in the morning. The sacrifices that these men and women have made, I think you made a mockery of it.
Reeder receives a sentence totaling 6.5 years. However, due to certain counts running concurrently, which means they will be served simultaneously, Reeder will only serve 3 years in prison. Additionally, he is prohibited from holding public office in Ohio and can no longer work as a peace officer. This is Todd Pate attending his hearing. It is important to note that the defendant is not typically the person standing before the judge. Todd Pate, the former sheriff of Breckinridge County, is facing multiple charges including assault, operating under the influence, his second offense, criminal mischief, and leaving the scene of an accident. Today, the 51-year-old is present in court to change his plea from not guilty to guilty, a decision he has already confirmed in writing. By doing so, he will receive a reduced sentence of only 75 days in jail, as opposed to a potential maximum sentence of 15 years if he were to proceed with a trial and be found guilty on all charges. To formalize this plea change, he simply needs to state his admission before Judge Janet Crocker. The judge disregards the question and proceeds to inquire with the prosecution about the case.
Mr. Chambers, what is the Commonwealth's position at this time, sir?
Your Honor, we would move to revoke the defendant's bond at this time.
The judge calls for a short break, possibly with the intention of allowing Pate's attorney to remind him of his prior agreement to plead guilty. Upon resuming the court session, the judge makes another attempt to address the matter. The issue at hand is that Pate disagrees with the assault charge leveled against him. He believes that the prosecutor included this charge due to his previous role as sheriff and in response to his rejection of a prior plea deal. However, by this point, the judge has had enough. Pate's attorney appears visibly frustrated, while the judge grows increasingly exasperated with Pate's inconsistent positions. Eventually, Pate decides to plead guilty and agrees to the conditions of his sentence, which entail serving 75 days in a county jail with credit for the time he has already served. This is Jenny Mariah Kelly in San Luis Obispo, California, where tensions are rising between opposing lawyers despite the court being in recess. On one side is Timothy McGill, representing a client who is suing for wrongful termination as a state hospital employee. On the other side sits Deputy Attorney General Jenny Mariah Kelly, the state's second highest-ranking legal officer. During the recent cross-examination of a state witness, McGill posed a question aimed at undermining the witness's credibility. Specifically, he inquired whether the witness had met Kelly earlier in the day prior to testifying. This question was intended to cast doubt on the witness's reliability. In response, Kelly vehemently gestures and reportedly raises her voice, drawing attention from those present. Bailiff Tyler Brooks intervenes, requesting Kelly to cease her outburst and leave the courtroom. However, Kelly's body language suggests that she has no intention of complying. The situation takes an unusual turn, witnessing a state's deputy attorney general on the verge of being escorted out of court. However, the story doesn't end there. According to the sheriff's report, when Kelly refuses to lower her voice or leave the courtroom, the bailiff attempts to take hold of her hands and escort her out. However, she resists and pulls away, resulting in a struggle. The bailiff wrestles her to the floor while Kelly's co-counsel observes the scene with disbelief. Additional deputies arrive to provide assistance, and they manage to handcuff Kelly despite her continued resistance. Eventually, after some further exchange of words, she is finally escorted out of the courtroom. Subsequently, the California Deputy Attorney General is charged with the offense of resisting a peace officer. However, she later pleads no contest to the lesser charge of disturbing the peace. As part of her sentence, she is required to pay a fine of $1,000 and complete anger management classes. This is Lisette Gonzalez, who is 46 years old. Although a verdict has already been reached for Gonzalez's DUI charge, her attorney makes a final plea to Judge Fred Schott.
Not enough evidence presented for the jury to find the verdicts that they did. They didn't do all the field sobriety examinations that should have been done.
During the trial, it was disclosed that Gonzalez was never subjected to a breathalyzer test or had her blood drawn. Surprisingly, arresting officer Michael Wagner recorded in his official report that she tested above the legal limit of 0.08. Wagner defended this discrepancy as an honest mistake, but maintained that he observed signs of intoxication.
I fully ask that this court grant the judgment notwithstanding the verdict.
The attorney is requesting the judge to exercise his authority in an uncommon move to reverse the jury's verdict and declare the defendant innocent. Typically, such actions are seldom witnessed in the courtroom.
This isn't a purely circumstantial case. And so I'm going to deny the motion for JOA.
Although it may appear that the case has concluded, Judge Schott still has matters to address concerning Gonzalez.
Now, we have this other case for driving license suspended.
Gonzalez faced a separate charge of driving with a suspended license, which occurred 2 months after her DUI arrest. The issue at hand is that her license was suspended solely due to inaccurate paperwork filed by Officer Wagner.
It was a mistake, admittedly, by Michael Wagner.
I know.
Testified to that today.
He caused her to have her driver's license suspended for at least a few months for nothing. So are you going to null process that case? Or am I going to get mad at you today? Why wouldn't you? Wait a minute. Did you hear the uncontroverted testimony of this officer?
Your Honor.
Then I want you taking him up on perjury.
Your Honor.
Will you take him up for perjury?
He admitted it was a mistake, Your Honor.
No, but he lied. He lied on a sworn
Absolutely not,
citation.
Your Honor, and that is not true.
I'm dismissing. I am dismissing this charge. No, I'm dismissing the charge.
The judge has recently dismissed the pending case against the defendant, but his actions do not end there.
It was fishy, and I have no idea how the. You know what? You know what? I'm granting. I'm rescinding the sentence. I'm granting the JOA.
In a surprising turn of events, Judge Schott reverses his previous decision and declares the defendant, Lisette Gonzalez, not guilty right then and there.
I'm granting the JOA in fairness.
In fairness, because you don't like the state's decision today, Your Honor, on the case?
You know, now that I consider what Officer Wagner testified to and how many times he basically tripped over himself just to arrest this lady with no real probable cause, we're done. Motion for JOA is granted.
And you're not going to provide a written order on that?
Nope. You want to appeal me? Appeal me.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The case should have never been
done. You know I'm drunk, goddammit. You go fuck your mother. You go fuck your mother, little baby, you piece of shit. I don't care if you are 9 years old, you're still a little piece of shit. Oh, okay, sorry. I was talking to little Billy. Piece of shit, I hate that motherfucker, little 10-year-old. I'll beat the fuck. Anyway, listen, man, if you have made it this far, you have made it all the way to the end. I certainly hope you guys enjoyed the courtroom craziness. That's a very, very cool channel, man. And just like it says, just like the title, it's just courtroom craziness. They have a lot of different videos about police being sentenced and just insane shit that goes on in courtrooms, man. So, very, very, very special thank you to all the channels that I was able to highlight today. That was my dog, Slow VQ Marquise, if that's how you say that, I don't fucking know. Brian Vincent and Courtroom Craziness, man. If you guys are unfamiliar with these channels, I always leave the original links in the description. I do that so you guys can look them up. You guys can click on them. You guys can head over to the original channels. Make sure you drop them a sub. Let them know we love them. We appreciate them over here. We got their fucking back over here. And listen, if you are on Facebook, I'm never allowed I'm never allowed to fucking post anything in my own shit. But I let my motherfucking dude, my #1 man, Chris, he runs the USVSTHEMPGH Facebook group. And if you have a Facebook page, look us up, man. Come on over, hang out with us over here. My buddy Chris keep you fucking entertained all day. He's the fucking best. Listen. It's Labor Day. Be very, very careful tonight, guys. Police are fucking everywhere. They hate you. Your government fucking hates you. You're a dollar figure to them. Nothing more. Nothing more. Your age, sex, race, creed, beliefs, none of that means shit. It don't matter what you fucking are, what you identify as. Your government fucking hates you. Don't ever forget that. They're not your friend. They're not there to help. They hate you. Don't ever forget that. I'll tell you what though, I do not. If no one has told you yet today, just know that, oh God, guys, you are so fucking valuable, important, cared for, unbelievably appreciated, especially to me. If no one has told you guys yet today, just know that I fucking love yous over here, man. And if you got pulled over on a DUI tonight, Hopefully you recorded that shit and sent it to me so we can all laugh with your dumb ass. Get over. Hey, I love you guys, man, and I will see you in the morning. Cheers, guys. Stay safe.